We are
We are
live.
we are live. Yeah. So I got us,
So,
streaming on your your YouTube hours, some Twitters, and on Instagram as well. We somehow is not normally able to hook up StreamYard through that. We're hooked there now, so hopefully some people start filtering in here for us.
you know what? I'm just getting a message that says we're having trouble streaming to your destination. Which one is that? Not, it's not Trade a Pool. It's Instagram.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah,
Strange because it's telling me I'm live right now.
RTMP server URL or stream keys
Look, there it
invalid.
goes. All right, I'll have to get back with the people in charge of that. All right, well, we're everywhere else for now, anyways.
Nice.
So, all right. I'm guessing you must have had an okay day, no, with these moves here, the volatility.
To be honest, I did okay. I traded only Tesla, but
That
my
just had a
problem,
big pullback, didn't it?
yeah, and that was uh,
Yep,
the
there it is.
moment I actually entered.
Mhm.
And but to be honest, re- not related to trading. I'm a climber. I'm doing bouldering, so I
Okay.
hurt my back in the morning, and so I wasn't really focused on trading today. I'm still like in pain talking to you, but I'm in pain.
All right, fair
So
enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
Well, hopefully the market and I'll take it easy on you on this here. No, so it's funny. So it's Michael Noss that I work with is going to be on something else today, something, some other thing that he's a guest on sometimes. And I just happened to have it up to see if I could catch him when he's coming on. And I was answering emails and getting this set up. And they mentioned something was going on with Tesla and a pullback. I guess there's recall news on that. So, while the market was in buy the dip mode and Tesla
Yeah.
was holding around that area, I mean that's a pretty good size pullback. Let's see, pullback from 216 down to almost 210 ish.
Yeah.
Um, I mean that's why Tesla is just a great day trading stock. It really is.
I mean, you look at my trading journal, you see Tesla, 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 Tesla. I mean, so many opportunities in one stock. It's really amazing.
Absolutely, it really is, and so I want to bring up the SPY again, and I want to throw up because I don't usually have the pre-market on there, but I want to put up this pre-market here.
Mm.
So I mean, I was watching. Obviously, yesterday's close was really strong here. That we saw was a great close, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact. I mean, if we scroll back a couple of days, and we can kind of see like every time we dip it's being bought over the last couple of days, and then again yesterday the same thing. And while I know we haven't taken off or we haven't taken out those recent highs from, what was it, the second, all right, sorry, I thought it was going to be the first, from the second of the month, we're still got this like nice pattern that I'm watching here. And
Right.
this morning when we gap down, I guess I always forget what's being reported because I really at this point I kind of don't pay attention to the news.
Yeah.
I'm more of a what was the reaction? I can go outside and I can tell you that inflation is through the roof. I know that we're governments all over the planet are spending way too much money, so I don't need anybody to tell me any of this stuff. But what's the reaction is always what matters. So we sold off pretty good, but I said if we don't really take out the lows from a couple of days ago, I'm not convinced that it's going to be a sell off. And when we didn't really sell off, in that first hour, I said this looks like a buy the dip moment again. And again, I don't subscribe that I'm not a perma bear or a perma bull. I mean, I guess I would lean more bullish generally because I like it. I think everybody likes it when stocks are going up. Everybody has retirement funds and 401ks and
Yeah.
whatever else that they've got. So I'd rather see the market obviously go up, for my mom and your mom, or whoever's out there that's got money in the market for retirement and stuff. And pounds here. I traded the other day. Oops, sorry, wrong. Typing this wrong here. Where the heck is pounds here? Sure, I got a alert. There we go. And so I said to myself, I traded it the other day. Actually traded it here on, I guess it would have been Tuesday, when it made this break here towards 9 and got a nice move. I closed it out at the end of the day. And then, of course, yesterday, I'm like, I wish I had swung some of that, made a nice move. And I said, if we break above 10, I like that again, try to see it break back above VWAP here. And we did. And, that was it. That was my one and done for the day. I mean, paid for tonight's dinner, I guess, let's call it.
Right.
So
I
did
mean,
you,
with
were you
yeah,
able to get any trades in or climbing took you out of the game today?
I mean, I did traded Tesla
Okay.
right at the bat, right at the open.
Did you want to take the screen and
Yeah,
show off what you're
yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me show.
Like I said, I know you're probably. I know what it's like when you tweak your back and uncomfortable. So we can
Man, I'm
drive either way, whatever
suffering.
works. Yeah, whichever way works for you. I can hold this. I can hold the chart, put the chart up, and while you do the talking, if you want.
Nice. Um, Let me see which chart. Window. Okay. So I guess.
And if I see some folks filtering in and out here, Michael Katz from Trade the Pool, CEO there. I'm Chris Varley with Trade Ideas, one of the support and education members here. We're just doing kind of a midday recap, going over what we've seen, today. We have one more day to go here in a few hours today, but kind of a almost end of the week recap as well. So if you folks have any questions filtering in and out, please fire those away for us here. Michael and I are doing this several times a month, whether it's going to be a pre-market or a midday. So subscribe to Trade the Pool's YouTube channel, subscribe to Trade Ideas channel. If you like this kind of content, set up notifications, get alert when we're coming live here. You can always shoot an email over to Trade the Pool. You can always shoot an email over to us. We're happy to share that schedule with you. We usually know, a week, 2-3 weeks at a time. We'll try to keep it around that for when we're going to be doing these. So
Yeah.
I think, do we have, sorry, I was looking. So yeah, we got eyes on your screen here. Let you do the deed here. And I'm going to throw a link for Trade the Pool. And we'll go back over what our partnership here is in a moment. But hit that Tesla button.
So, first of all, I guess, you and I have been doing it for a while now, and we're always talking about lately, we're always talking about the buy the dip mode, right? The market looking pretty good to the upside, and every time we drop, there is an opportunity to look for a buy, either buying the market or just buying big companies like Tesla, Apple, Google, Amazon, all of those companies. And I guess today we had that. First, let me start with the NQ first, just to give like an overview. I'll clean my chart. Yeah. Oops, no, that wasn't my idea. Okay, great. So I'm looking at the NQ, and I will remove all the indicators except for the except for the 200 EMA. And we talked about it, about the fact that the NQ is trading within a channel and played beautifully every time it bounced either from the 200 EMA or from the bottom of the channel. And that's what it did also in the last week when it reached again that channel even 3 times. And today was the 3rd time basically. So we had a sell-off, getting into that again, the 200 EMA and the lower channel, lower line of the channel, and then bounced up from it. So in my mind, when I looked at Tesla, it was basically the same concept, the same idea. Since the market is pretty strong and in a buy the dip mode, we can actually look for buy opportunity in Tesla. So on a 1-minute chart, I had, let me add the MACD as well. It will help to understand more. So basically Tesla gap down like the market, and dropped from 217 all the way to 209, reached that support level at 209. That's a round number. Lots of volume coming in at the bottom. Nice diversion, positive diversion in the MACD, and the market looked pretty good to the upside. So everything together was basically telling me that the price should go up. Now I didn't enter right at the bottom because I missed that, but I did add and started to add here. Let me grab the. Let me see if I have it opened. Is it this? Hold on. Okay. So I have it. So I entered just a little bit later than the bottom, like 2 bars above it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it here. Do you see the? Oh, I need to grab it again. The screenshot. I think I missed the. Yeah. Okay. Just a tiny bit. Okay, here it is. All right. So it's basically, instead of buying really the dip, and I would if I was more in focus, I started to buy here, added to my position,
Yep.
then pulled back to the same area. So it's a support area. It makes sense that if the market will continue, Tesla will continue, the whole process looked pretty good to the upside. So added when it dropped again, and when it popped to those resistance levels, I started to close the position. Obviously, if you're looking at Tesla right now, you see that it made much more, made like new highs.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I'm like 30% today, active like 30% because of my back. So, but it still was a great trade, especially adding to that position. So as we continued and pushed to the support levels, so that was a great entry, and also the sell, the last one that I took right at the top here.
Yeah, and it's a bit
I
of a
showed you.
shame that they had that news come out because that looked like a very strong chart here, to be honest.
Hmm.
I guess they had some recall news or something come out, and obviously the reaction to that is fairly negative.
That's great. I mean, I, I mean, as day traders, that's great.
Yes. Well, I guess especially because you've gotten out of it at that point. Nobody
Right.
wants to see that when they're still in there. So
But I mean,
I'd
to be
throw
honest, you,
if you like.
you know, we need uh, to put emotions aside as traders, and just take the opportunity that present, and regardless if it's good for the company or bad for the company. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
it's
no.
hard,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
mean, while I wish no ill on Tesla, I
of
more think
course.
about it for folks like you that might have been seeing some similar items like that and maybe held on to that trade a little longer. It's a bummer that when something comes through that is
Yeah,
obviously out of your control as a technician.
yeah.
Actually, to add insult to injury to the other things that I was dealing with, the server issues here the other day. I had a very large swing position in a semiconductor,
Well,
not a very well known semiconductor, and I was up very nice in it, and I went from a nice percentage gain. I'll leave it at that to a 20% loss overnight. I had left the desk to do something with my daughter after hours on Tuesday, and when I came back Tuesday night, I didn't bother looking at anything. I just everything closed normal for me in my swing positions. Everything looked okay. And when I started up yesterday morning at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I loaded that portfolio, I noticed that it was very, very deep red, and I didn't understand why at first, considering where things had closed. And apparently, they had a major supplier decide that they were going to scale back their buying from them, and
well,
unfortunately, I suffered a massive loss on it. And It is what it is. So
Yeah,
I feel the pain when news comes through that everything looks good, the technicals are great, and that's just the way it goes. Sometimes we get the gap up, sometimes we get the gap down. So
yeah.
it,
I
it is
remember
what it
there
is.
was a stock of I don't even know the name, but it was the symbol was RAX. Are you
Hmm.
familiar with that? It's not trading for a
No,
while
it's not
now.
trading. Yeah, okay, all right.
Um, and I opened the day. It was a few years ago, and I opened the
Mhm.
day like 25% down because of whatever it was, and that's rough to
Yeah,
start your day.
there's nothing,
25.
like we say, there's nothing you do about it. So for me, it was a CRDO. They're a semiconductor,
Mm,
and Um, I had some on the 15 break. I had sold a lot of it actually, and then I bought a portion of it back on a pullback into the 1650 range. And I'd sold a little more going up when we broke 19 the other day. But I mean, I still had a good chunk. I had taken some profit, so it isn't that I
mm.
took a complete bath on the whole thing. I woke up yesterday morning and it was trading around 1050, and I was like, this is an error, right? They weren't reporting earnings. I knew earnings weren't coming till March 1st. But anyways, there's a threw up the chart for
I
everybody. So
actually traded it yesterday. I took a tiny profit to the long side just at the beginning.
oh, interesting. I figured everybody'd pile in on a short. I mean, I know it's a tough short to get because of the uptick
Yeah,
rule, and I couldn't blame anybody for that. I'd have done it. So I just put it was obviously blew well past any stop that I had, and got to play the rules. So I just put a sell on open order in for market when the market opened, and it was what it was. I mean, yeah, actually, probably that sell on order saved me some pain because it continued to drift down early yesterday, and while it had a small rally during the day, drifted back down. It's still sitting right around there today. So, if the thing ever comes back, maybe I'll revisit it. But I think neither one of us had a ton of intraday action today, so. Share the pain with everybody. That it's not. It happens to everybody. It's just the way it goes. So
there was some great stocks to follow. Mostly from earnings like FSLY and
yes,
Twilio,
I've
Roku.
got a price alert for FSLY. Um, did I trade it on Tuesday? No, I didn't trade it on Tuesday. Did I trade this recently? I feel like I traded this recently. I'd have to go back and look.
FSLY.
Yeah, no, there's something else that's like this. But I saw it coming through after the earnings the other day,
Hmm.
and I didn't want to come and chase it today, right on the open. But man, I wish I had now. I mean, just what a strong chart all day long, and I mean, really counter to the market. It's just going to bring over a SPY chart here, and what I'm saying for anybody else that's there. Here is this is matching up pretty well. So this is yesterday and yesterday's SPY on FSLY, and we could see they're kind of similar yesterday and today.
Yeah.
Excuse me, yesterday both these charts, but today FSLY had a small gap down as compared to the SPY. And when they both rallied, I mean, FSLY really took off, consolidated for a little bit at the same time, and then continued to move up when the SPYs, sold off a bit. Now it's pulling back itself a little bit here, but I mean, in comparison, up 19% as of right now compared to the SPY that's down 0.5%. So, just really, it's been a great earnings season. It really has been a great
Yeah,
earnings season.
actually, yeah. A lot of people expected it to be like a very bad earnings season, but at the moment, at least we have.
It's been a mixed bag, but I guess would you say it's and I'm using the royal you, but would someone say it's bad because of some of the misses? But even the misses are presenting great opportunities. The volatility.
Hmm.
It's been a day trader's market for a long time.
Yeah,
So um,
that's true.
both mics are really low. All right. Sorry, move my mic a little closer. I
Mm.
don't know that I can turn it up so much more. Sorry, just saw that now there. Let me see if there's anything else I could do to
Yeah, let
get my
me try
mic
to
up
see.
for you here. Let's see.
And I'm just talking quieter because I'm hurting.
Yeah. Let's see,
but I'll
manage.
try to increase it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got myself up all the way. Output. Let me know if that's any better. Tried to get that up a little bit more here.
Chris, can I take the screen for a sec?
Yeah, absolutely. Jump right on it. And then I saw some other questions here. So SD, just wondering, would it be advisable to run races on top 25 stocks which have very liquid options? That way, the biggest large cap movers could then have options traded them. Yeah, SD, I actually experimented with some stuff like that early on with the races and options. I don't trade options, so it was tough for me trying to follow with the chains, especially I was just kind of learning a little bit with options because my CMT course at that time. I think that's absolutely something that could be done, especially if you're an options trader. It'll put you more in focus. Go if you want to take the screen, Mike, and then SD, if you can stick around for a little bit, I'll circle back after Michael takes the screen for a moment here and show you what I'm talking about. Also, completely forgot to mention this, but for those of you that don't know, Michael Katz is CEO of Trade the Pool. My name is Chris Varley, and I'm with Trade Ideas Support and Education here. We've got a partnership going on with Trade the Pool that you can become a funded trader passing the evaluation with Trade the Pool. Essentially, you're trading their money. There's no real risk to you at all. They're taking on the risk. Obviously, if you're losing money, you're going to get cut off because that's the way life works. But if you can take the evaluation, pass the evaluation from Michael Katz and Trade the Pool, they will pay for Trade Ideas standard subscription for you. So I know being underfunded is a big deal for a lot of traders, and this is an opportunity that really doesn't exist anywhere else. On top of the fact, there are no real prop firms that are doing stocks for funding like this. You're going to find a lot of FX, but you're not going to find any prop firms like this doing what Trade the Pool is doing. So drop the link in there. I'll drop a link again in here for Trade the Pool. Really, really encourage folks to check them out if lack of funding is something that has been a problem for you in your trading.
Chris, if we're on that matter, lack of funding, and also what we see on our traders is also the fact that they don't risk their own money. So
Exactly.
you work hard, you save money, and then you open an account with a brokerage. But in the end, if you're not risking your own money, your mind is free to make the right decision instead of decision based on money wise and risk wise, right? And
It takes a lot when you're always trading from behind. It's like you're forcing everything, and when you have that breathing space with a funded account. Now SD asked what the cost is for Trade the Pool. I mean, it's just a small evaluation fee, and you have as much time as you need to pass the evaluation, correct?
30 days. We are working on increasing that,
Oh,
maybe to
okay. I thought
45,
that.
but
Sorry,
30 days, yeah.
30 days. Okay.
And you know what? We are also, maybe I can share it here. For the first time, we are working on a swing evaluation as well. So
You will not find that anywhere else.
yeah.
Literally anywhere else.
So just a quick, because we talked about FSLY, so maybe just a trick that I usually like to trade if it's coming a little bit more closer to the morning, but you can see it also on FSLY, so maybe we can talk about that. Most of the time when you see a gapper and a mover like FSLY coming from earnings or whatever it is, it will create a nice move to the upside, and eventually, you can find or look for the fade, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to reversal it. So one of the things that I really like to trade, that a combination of few things. It's first of all, of course, reaching a resistance level, any kind of resistance level. It could be something from the historical price gap that been closed, a 200 EMA on the hourly chart, or a round number like we have right here at the 17. But also there is one major thing that you will start, if you watch this, you will start seeing it more and more, is the increased volume coming in right when we are reaching those 17, the resistance level, basically, right? Now, in most cases, if you learn through YouTube or schools or whatever it is, they
Hmm.
usually will teach you that you need high volume, right? That high volume represent continuation,
Right.
right? But uh, you need to take that volume and understand where it's located comparing to the rest of the chart, basically. So if you're just looking at the volume and saying, wow, that's a nice volume, it will probably continue higher, that's one thing. But but you need actually to look back and see what we did until that volume came. So we already made a crazy move of almost 20% and the gap and everything. So, and it's
Hmm.
already been like 4 hours of trading. So it makes more sense that the high volume that came here is actually representing the opposite. So a lot of market makers, I'm sure you know it, Chris. Yeah, I'm just talking to the guys here.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of market makers are creating these manipulations and basically building patterns across the chart that telling us that the price should continue higher. While we think that the price will continue higher, they can sell their positions, right? Because anyone who would look at this pattern can say that's a great cup and handle pattern, and a cup and handle pattern is a continuation pattern, so the price should continue higher. And then they see the volume coming in, and they start to buy and buy and buy and buy. Retail traders mostly starting to buy to this position and to this a break, and that's the exact moment where big money can start selling his share or their shares and get rid of them and basically start maybe a sell off. And they did the same thing here when they broke through the 17, again high volume coming in, and most people looking at it as a beautiful pattern to the upside. But most cases it will be to the opposite, and it just lower you in, manipulate the price to let you think that the price will continue higher. So this is something I really like to trade, and basically to fade
Hmm.
those moves. A lot of the time you will have very low, stop loss will be very close, so the risk reward is amazing. Even in this case, you entered below 17 with a stop loss of 10 cents, and it's already made 50. You have the MACD deviation, diversion here, also a negative one. So it increases also the chances that the price will continue to the downside. And that's a great trick to
some
follow.
of some of what you're going over is actually it's similar to a lot of stuff in the CMT text that I've been
Mm.
doing. And so one of the things they talk about, volume can be used for confirmation in a trend. It could also be used for identifying a reversal, on failed breakouts of a trend and
Hmm.
capitulation. I can see exactly as soon as you started going over it, I was having flashbacks to my last test. And a lot of that was going on. Also, right before you'd mentioned the MACD, that crossover, I was just noticing that and thinking to myself, what a beautiful signal that was right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty clean. You don't always see them that clean on a reversal off the top like that.
Yeah.
Now, so I wanted to circle. There were some questions coming in about the trade the pool here for
Sure.
SD. He was asking about the broker. Now, there's a gentleman Desson here who has said that he actually was answering some of the questions here. That's your own platform. And then they also were asking any kind of promotions, but I think the one promotion that we have is going. I don't think there's anything else specific that Trade the Pool has going on. And what was the last thing? I feel like there was something else that SD had asked, not related to the races here.
I mean, getting trade ideas for free, that's
Yeah.
That's a good promotion.
Yeah, I mean, standard trade ideas is $118 a month, and if you can become a funded trader with Trade the Pool, you're keeping a large percent of your profits and getting that tool for free. So that's the real promotion that we're doing here. You don't need any special links. The link that I dropped before should be just fine. Let me drop that in here again. It is strictly stocks, and
the profit target is on the, as they saying, is on the website. The profit target. Can I share it for a sec?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
So let me grab the.
So if you nice go to know, we got someone in here that's involved already.
Nice. And so if you scroll down just a bit, you will find those cards, and you can choose between 3 tiers, and the target is right here, the profit target. So it depends on which tier you choose. It will be basically they're all the same, 2 times your daily your maximum drawdown.
And once you're in, that's it. It's you're not putting up any money yourself. This isn't something where you've got to put up $25,000 and then Trade the Pool puts up $25,000. No, that's not how it works. Trade the Pool puts up the money. That's the end of it. You just need to continue to do what you did to get through the evaluation to continue things going forward in a positive way.
Yeah. So SD, regarding your question, it's not limited, unlimited time. It's for 30 days. You have 30 days to reach the goal of the evaluation. And when you pass that, you don't have any limited time, as long as you were in profit, obviously, and didn't reach the drawdown. But of course, go ahead and read a little bit about it on the website. We have the terms and conditions, support, 24 hours, so you can easily check it out.
And then one of the other things to mention too here is once you're in the Trade the Pool platform for executing trades, where you'll be doing the actual executions, you're scanning with trade ideas. We have an external linking feature that if you click on something inside trade ideas, it sends it over to your order entry in Trade the Pool, so that you don't have to be typing things back and forth. It's a step saver. You're still gonna have to share size, of course, and execute the trade, but you don't have to be typing things in and going through your symbols and so on and so forth. Alert for ABC comes through, you click on it, you're looking at the chart, it's gone over to the order entry already, and from there you just need to make the move if you believe that's an entry, whether you're long or short or whatever you're doing here. So
we should do a quick one for the guys, a quick video for this, just to show them how to do that. Yeah.
We can absolutely do that coming up forward. So I think we covered those questions that were there. I was going to steal the screen back and go over that options question here. I know TTP doesn't have options, but just want to answer that. What I would suggest someone to do that was looking to utilize for options, I just want to open I have an option scan that's here right now, as a matter of fact. So I have this scan here, and it's looking for some different things. But what I did with the scan is I told it to sort on options volume, whatever has the highest percent of options volume from a 10-day average. And so I could take that and I could turn it into a race, essentially. Launch as a race. There it goes. It's going to launch as a race. I can change whatever metrics inside this afterwards, but this is going to take, the stocks that meet this scan here, and it's sorting them in order by the ones that have the highest options volume in here. And then, they'll race accordingly afterwards. This is just a feature that for stocks, for me as a stock trader, it was a game. I'm a very okay day trader. Again, as I always tell people, I'm not setting the world on fire, but I am not losing money day trading anymore. I lost money for 2 straight years, basically, day trading. And then, I became a bit of a successful swing trader. And then I decided, when we came up with this stock racing here, I decided, I want to try the stock racing. I didn't believe in it at first. I really didn't understand how this was going to help me whatsoever. And then I started using it, and I was day trading with it. And I was like, okay, I got a win. Okay, I got 2 wins. All right, I got a loss. All right, I got another win. Now I'm 3 for 1. And it just kind of moved forward like that, my wins were a little more than my losses, both on percentage and my gains. It's not to say I don't have my losses, but the way it really kind of changed things for me is that I have a narrow view of stocks that are moving, and I'm watching them move relative to each other. If I were to put things like the SPY in here or something like that, a lot of these stocks will be moving much more than the SPY. And there's nothing wrong with trading the SPY and trading any of those things like that. But it gives you perspective of how we can find the volatility and the movements in real time that are going on. And then we can compare them relative to a market. We can compare them relative to an index if we want to do those things. So it just really helped me visualize. I'm a very visual person, and it really helped me visualize how I can see the stocks that are moving in real time, and then use other tools like price alerts and pivot lines and whatever other moving averages. I use a VWAP, I use an EMA, things of that nature. So that's that's kind of the short and skinny here. That I'm a very big cheerleader of the stock races. I'm probably the biggest of all the cheerleaders of the stock races here. So what do we have? But how much exactly? So SD was asking how much we get funded, and I think those are on the cards, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they are. The first tier is 80K, the second one is 160, and the third one is 260.
60K, yep.
Yeah.
So here, I'll bring that over again here on the screen. Let me blow that up as big as I can.
So it's also, very big numbers comparing to what you usually will get when it comes to trading, generally speaking. Especially for day trading. I remember 15 years ago when I started to trade, I actually had a $10,000 account, and even then it took me like a minute or so to get that 10K, and then started to trade on it and risk it and lose 20% out of it. So I wish I had this chance when I started to trade.
Yeah, I just big time. I also, Michael is setting me up here, or I have a. I'm going to take the evaluation here at some point when I can relieve myself of some of my duties here with trade ideas. I want to take the. If nothing else, I want to pass the challenge or prove I can do it. But the same thing, when I first got into trading, it was a very small account, and I whittled it down to nearly nothing. And I thought, all right, well, I'm going to be working in a restaurant for the rest of my life, bartending and all that. And then, slowly but surely, I started to dig myself out of the hole, and that hole then became a little bit of profit. And I was lucky enough to land a role here with trade ideas along that journey. But there isn't anybody else that's funding for stocks, I don't believe.
Nope.
If they are, they're hidden, I guess, or whatever their deal is to get you in, they're not public, or they're not out there doing what Trade the Pool is doing. That there really isn't. Desna, we don't have the web-based. Once you have a trade ideas account with Trade the Pool, you can log into the web base if you prefer that for whatever reason. I do recommend everybody being on the Windows-based download app for now. However, we are working on making it all together as one. That there's slight nuance differences with the web-based and the downloadable Windows app. But for folks that are on the standard and trading through Trade the Pool, most of that stuff won't matter to you actually. With the Trade the Pool, you've got your own system in there for the trading. You don't need our interface that links to other brokers. There's no reason for that. So that's part of that's not in the web. And I mean, that's really the big one that's kind of throws people. So it's more or less more or less the same thing. They just have a slightly different feel, but all the scanning is the same, all the data is the same. The races, I think we'll have the races in the web version. I'm sorry, that's one thing that's missing from the web. We should have the races in the web version. I'm gonna say I'd say within the next 2 months. I mean, I want to say maybe even a little sooner than that. I mean, there's two people that's their whole sole focus right now is getting the races over there. And again, there's nobody that's a bigger cheerleader for the race. And I really think that the races, I'm still trying to find better use for the race on swing trading. But, let's face it, we're talking day trading at the moment right now. And that is what Trade the Pool is doing here on the funding of this. Although, as Michael alluded to earlier, they will have a swing challenge and account option in the not too distant future as well. But, the web based, that's the only real thing that I'd say is lacking from it right now. You have all those other same scanning abilities, all the same alerts, all the same data, all the same filters, all in real time through that. J Lo, no, this isn't one-on-one coaching. Michael Katz, CEO of Trade the Pool, and Chris Varley with Trade Ideas here. Trade Ideas is software for idea generation in the market. Trade the Pool is a proprietary firm that funds traders, predicated that you can pass their evaluation phase. And so once you've passed the evaluation phase of Trade the Pool, you receive a funded account from them, and they will pay for your Trade Ideas subscription. So it's essentially you're getting a funded account to trade with, and you're getting the best tools that are in the business for that idea generation. Better executions, better idea generation, all real-time data. Now, Trade the Pool has a YouTube channel. I'm sure there's a lot of education that's there that you can glean from there. Trade Ideas as well has a YouTube channel. Both of us do different live streaming. There's another live streaming going on for Trade Ideas on another side of our YouTube channel right now. Always happy to have people go over there, listen in over there. Do we teach trading? No, but that's where I learned to trade, was through these avenues, by getting into these kinds of live streams, asking questions, listening. Earlier we were going over some trades and some markets and some charts and things like that. And so I'm a self-taught trader myself. Took some time to get there, but it's more than possible.
And on our end, we are kind of thinking of course, we have a lot of educational materials on the YouTube that opened. Like I have a crash course for pre-market preparation and those kind of things. And we believe that we don't want to really teach you our systems or our techniques, and then you execute what we taught you, right? We want you to be an individual trader, because trading is individual business, and we want you to bring your own way and your own approach into trading. If you need help learning, you can definitely find it either with Chris, Trade Ideas, or on our site, or there are a lot of coaches. Obviously, you need to find the right one for you. But other than that, we are looking for individual traders. I used to work in a prop firm. I was the head of a prop firm traders, a prop firm in Tel Aviv, like a local prop firm. And then we actually show them a specific way that we want them to trade. It was a couple of ways, several of ways, but it was more strict and with more limitation. But in Trade the Pool, we actually want you to trade what you feel is the right one for you, and you tested it and everything else.
Yeah, no, piggyback on that there. I think a big part of trading, at least what I had to learn on my own, was that my, let's call it, style of trading is very close to what my personality is. If you're a very laid back person and you're easygoing and you like things to move slow and methodical and let it develop, trading really fast, low float movers, not going to be a good idea for you. I know it gets very exciting, and that's where a lot of big moves happen, but you're probably going to want to, be looking at larger cap stocks, that either trade, in direction of the market, or will trade alpha to the market, based on an event like earnings or some kind of big product rollout or some kind of deal or something like that. And then there's all kinds of trading that's in between that, or trading types and personalities in between that. But knowing who you are as a person, I think, is probably the most important thing that you can do to really get a feel. And that's not to say that you can't learn and grow along with that and add other things to it. A few different people that I know that were strictly swing traders slowly moved into some day trading as well. And I know a few people that were strictly day traders and did the exact same, did the exact opposite. Because it becomes a mental thing for a lot of people. Holding risk overnight can be a very tough thing for people who want to do that are day traders. Vice versa, people that do a lot of swing trading, they take smaller share sizes, they rely on those gaps through the market to find that profit. For them to try to rely on intraday moves, it was just not, it wasn't something that was, it didn't come easy to them. And I'm part of some other live streams that go on. So you're always welcome to join those. I'll go over, things that I did or what I saw or why I did it. I'm very big on an 8 EMA, but I always tell people, 8 EMA on multiple time frames. But I always tell people there's nothing magic about it. I use it for kind of guiding my stops intradays. Part of it is how I share size. But again, there's nothing magic about it. It just happens to be something that worked well for me when I was testing different moving averages and different systems. Other people swear by a 10 SMA. Some people swear over, an 80x crossing over a DI and, things of that nature. I tested a lot of these things. They just didn't happen to click with me the same, but that doesn't mean they don't have validity. It's just, one of those things like that. So, J-Lo, I would really encourage you, while there's plenty of paid stuff out there, if you want to go find a paid trading coach, I think that Michael and his team have a lot of stuff that are up between their website and their YouTube channel. And we as well have a lot of stuff on our YouTube channel and our websites that can really, really kind of get you over that hump without going and paying some guru. And again, there's nothing wrong with any of those people. I'm just, and if you have the money and you want that one-on-one coaching for it, by all means, vet them. I'm sure there are credible ones out there. But, if you were someone like me that I didn't have that, I didn't have that luxury, I didn't have that kind of spending, there's a lot of free stuff out there between, obviously I'd rather promote us than anybody else, but all over on YouTube and web searches, you're going to find plenty of that.
Right. Yeah.
Make sure that we're all caught up here, as I have to wind down in a moment, as I'm on to another meeting after this at 2 o'clock my time here. But nice. I think, so basically we can use TI scanner along with trade the pool and get funded. That's exactly it.
That's exactly what we're doing.
That's exactly what we're doing here, SD. You stick to those daily movers. So he was mentioning Barry, that's our trading room moderator. Mm-hmm. What I'll always tell people is just know that Barry has been trading for, I want to say he started in either 1999 or 2000.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. So Barry has traded, every market condition you can basically think of now, because he's even traded a pandemic. And so just, Barry will always tell you, don't copy me because you just want to copy me. If you happen to be trading something I'm trading, so be it. But, Barry will always do the same thing that Michael and I just told you, be your own trader. That doesn't mean you don't listen or observe or take notes. Everything that I do trading, a part of it's stolen from somebody else, but I took pieces from different people and then I made them my own essentially. So
yeah.
Question for Mike: what does it take to truly accept risk and cut losses? I just can't seem to get that right.
That's a good question. Okay, we need an hour at least to talk about it, like to go in depth. But if I can give you some overview, first of all, and that would be my top advice for you guys, obviously after you join Trade the Pool and you first have the enough capital to trade on, and you don't risk your own money. The third thing is to scale into your position and to scale out of your position. When you scale into to a position, you give yourself the opportunity to really manage the trade. In most cases, a lot of traders are going in all in, with full daily loss or whatever it is, risking their whole money in one single shot. And managing the trade, what separates us from a casino. right? Because if you go to a casino and you put a number two on a roulette or whatever it is, that's it. You're done. As soon as it start to roll, there is nothing you can do to change the outcome. When you manage in a trade, you can change the outcome of a trade. And I can tell you, I done it literally thousands of times. When I entered a position, it went against me or a little bit against me or whatever it is, and I changed the outcome of the position just because I managed it. So as soon as you start working on that, you will see automatically you will see a change. The way you working on that is by starting small and building the position. So let's say if you're trading with us, you have a daily loss, let's say of $2,000, right? And right at the moment we have a 30% rule that you cannot risk for one trade. You cannot risk more than 30% out of your daily loss. Okay, that's a rule that at the moment we have, so you won't blow the full daily loss in one trade. So you basically taking instead of risking the full $600, right, 30% out of the 2,000, start by risking $50 and then increase it as it continue to your favor, or also if it goes against you. So you have this $600 that you can risk. Now you need to shrink it or cut it so it will fit to your risk and your managing and your management. So start by $50. It goes against you, you can add more, another $50. Goes against you, you still have plenty of room to play with, and it will automatically give you the freedom and the ability to actually change the outcome of the trade. Because even if, can I take the screen for a sec,
Yes,
Chris?
absolutely.
Because yesterday I had the same thing with Tesla. It was, I have it every day almost, but it was pretty pretty right to the point on what we are talking about right now. So yeah, okay, you see the screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, so for example, on Tesla yesterday, right, it dropped, then bounced up, reached those resistance levels, started to reach those resistance levels from the previous low, and I started to enter. And as you can see, I'm entering with like I'm scaling in. It's never one chunk. It's always like few chunks and risking again like 10%, 20%. Then when I'm fully confident, I'm building it to the 30%. So when I entered here, it basically it goes against me. So since I started small with a 10% or 15%, I knew that I had enough room to play with and add more to my position, even if it goes against me. And a lot of the stocks will do that. Will You will enter, they will go a little bit higher, take the stop losses out, and then they will drop. So that's the same idea. When you're scaling in, you can actually control that fake outs and the shakeouts and whatever uh, you want to call it. So that's the first and the best tip I can give you. Scale into the position, don't risk everything at once. And you can also scale out to the position of a losing position. So basically, let's say that's a little bit more complicated, but let's take this. Let's say you enter the trade, right? um, you reach that 30% out of your daily loss, so you're fully in, and now it goes against you. You can basically sell some of the shares, or in this case, cover some of the shares, and go down and take a loss, but still give yourself enough room to add more to your position the next time it will drop. I hope it makes sense. So basically, you close some of your losses, and now you can add more to the position, and still in the same parameters of the risk, but add more to your position after you close some of them in loss. But that's more of a tricky one. The simplest one will be definitely this, and we can go on and on and on, and you will see a lot of always. You will see me always scale into my position. Yeah, that's a great example too. I sold it here, added more here, and then started to cover as soon as I saw the drop. But I couldn't do that if I entered with 100% risk. But since I'm starting small with a 10%, 20%, I still have
Mhm.
enough room to add more to my position when it goes against me. Still in the risk parameters, I'm not crossing any boundaries in this case. So I'm still having this 30% rule or whatever it is, um, amount of money that I can risk per trade. But I'm playing with it, so I can actually, um, skip those moments when they taking the stop losses out and stuff like that. I hope it makes sense.
I makes sense to me, and hopefully that helps with them. So, all right,
Cool.
we're gonna have to wrap that up here. As I've got a
Yeah,
2 o'clock meeting that I've got to run to. Michael needs to put some ice on his back from his climbing today. We'll be doing this again coming next week.
yeah,
Uh, you, Again, let me you drop a link for Trade the Pool in here. There we go.
it's
And
great, Des.
the last bit that I want to lead with or leave with here is this. There's a couple of questions that I think you have to be able to answer before you get into any position. The first question is, if I'm wrong, what price am I getting out at? All right. The next question is there a time limit that I'm willing to be able to leave that money at risk at, a maximum time limit? Doesn't always have to be a yes or no on that, but you should ask yourself that. And the other thing is, if the trade goes my way, how am I managing that winner?
Hmm.
My biggest problem when I first started having winning trades was that I would get up and I'd be up, I'm just going to use imaginary numbers, but I was up $50, $100, $150, and all of a sudden it started reversing. I'm like, oh wait, what do I do? I was up all that. Well, no, it's just going to pull back and then it'll bounce back up again, and it just kept pulling back. And all of a sudden that $100 winner was a $50 winner, was a $25 winner, was now a $25 loss, was now a $50 loss. And all of a sudden I'm like, well, it's not my stop loss, so I'll just keep holding. Oh, well, it's going to bounce on my stop, that was probably one of the biggest things that ever held me back, was I did not have an answer to the two most important questions. If I'm wrong, what price am I wrong at and I'm getting out? If I'm right, what am I doing on the upside up? You don't necessarily need a hard target, but you need to have a plan for why you're going to get out.
Reasons to cover. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So,
Just make a list with like 5 reasons that you're gonna cover, and you see one of the reasons, great, click the
and
button.
if you happen to keep a journal on everything that you did on a winner and everything you did on a loser, you're going to notice the same exact things on every loser and the same exact things on every single winner. And that's the way trading goes, because trading should be mechanical. Trading should become boring. If it doesn't become boring, then you're probably at the casino. So, all right, folks, we'll wrap it up there.
Okay.
Hope that this, was informative. I hope you guys will seriously consider checking out Trade the Pool, giving that a shot, getting funded by them. And any questions, you've got the links here. Forward those along to Michael, myself, or anybody else on our teams. And we hope to be in contact. Hope to see you guys again. No options, just stocks on this.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Maybe
All
in the
right. Thank you
future.
again, folks. Have a great one. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys. Take care.